வணக்கம். இன்னைக்கு we're going to talk about certain diseases that struck mankind before coronavirus and how these diseases came to an end. We'll also be talking of what is expected of people like us during times like these. Let's start. The plague of Justinian. This was caused by the bacterium Yersinia pestis, and it started in Constantinople, which was the capital of the Byzantine Empire. Now, Egypt was also under the control of the Byzantine Empire, and they had to send in tributes. So, in the tributes, there were these fleas which carried the disease, and they landed in Constantinople. The disease completely decimated all the population of Constantinople, and it quickly spread to Europe, North Africa, and Arabia. People that time didn't know what to do or how to react against such a plague. This was in the year 341 CE. And in the end, people who had the immunity alone survived. Now the bacterium Yersinia pestis that caused the plague of Justinian caused another plague after 800 years. This plague was even more severe. It was called the Black Death. The Black Death was very brutal. It took away 200 million lives in Europe. People still didn't know what had to be done. But there were some forward-thinking people in the Venetian-controlled port city, Ragusa, who did what is now being called quarantine. They felt that sailors who came to the city could partly carry the disease. So these sailors were held in their boats for 30 to 40 days. This altogether changed the game. It kind of reduced the way the disease spread in the city. So people saw what was happening and they started following quarantine all across Europe. They stayed away in their homes as well because they soon realized that physical interaction could lead to a quicker spread of this disease. Now this was how the Black Death came to an end. Next up is smallpox. Now smallpox was endemic to Asia, Europe and Africa. When European sailors traveled from here to Mexico and America, they took the disease along with them. The indigenous people over there had no immunity to the disease and it wiped out them completely. In fact, a lot of lives were lost. Mexico's population came down from 11 million to 1 million. Several centuries later, Dr. Edward Jenner noticed something. Milkmaid who had cowpox, which was a very mild disease, it was not fatal, were resistant to smallpox. He tried something. He injected his gardener's son, notice the point, our payana, gardener payana, with cowpox, and then later he in fact exposed him to smallpox. Fortunately for Dr. Edward Jenner, the kid was now resistant to smallpox. This was how modern day vaccination was born. And then several centuries later, in the year 1980, World Health Organization declared that smallpox has been completely eradicated from the face of the earth. And now this coronavirus is wreaking havoc in the world, right? News long பார்க்கும்போது பயமா தானே இருக்கு. But you know what? We are at a time in human existence where medical achievements have been incredible and path-breaking. Lots of scientists are working hard to find a cure for this disease. In fact, there's news outside that an anti-malarial drug and an antibiotic taken together can prove to be effective. So you know what we should do as responsible people? Stay indoors. Avoid outside activities as much as possible. This will reduce the rate at which the disease spreads. What could take years to be brought under control could be brought under control in months itself. So please avoid outside activities and listen to the government and get yourself quarantined. But there are people in the unorganized work sector who will be affected by this. They normally go out every day and find work and earn their bread and butter. But in such cases, it doesn't help. So if you know anyone, any Kuli Tolali, please reach out to them, provide them with rations or loan them money. Please help them out. Here's also a small suggestion to the government. If you can reduce the drone usage restrictions, be great. A lot of things can be delivered, food and medicine, without human interactions, as in with very less amount of human interaction itself. So please reduce the restrictions on drone usage. Just a small suggestion. China is already doing it. This will also pave way to a new industry. With that said and done, we come to the end of this video. ஏதேனும் தவறாக சொல்லியிருந்தால் மன்னித்து விடுவோம். நன்றி. Hey people, hope you enjoyed this video. So this is the setup that was used to shoot the video. We've got a black screen and stands, and we've got a light, ring light for the lighting. A huge shout out to Jihil Justin for taking time to edit the video, and as you can see, this was also shot in quarantine. So stay safe people. Bye bye.